Good mythical morning, everyone. It's the notorious, glorious V, the gorilla economist. And I'm coming to you live. And guys, check us out, RogueNews.com. Also, follow us on Twitter at Real Rogue News. Rogue News on every single podcasting app known to humanity. We're everywhere you want us to be, plus a bag of chips. Also, guys, if you haven't gotten a chance already, so check this out. Check this out. Limited spots are available. And let me just share my screen real quick. Let me just share my screen real quick. It's been a crazy morning, guys. It's been a crazy morning. I got messages out the wazoo. Check this out. Watch us trade. You know, a lot of liberal journalists, they were, if you've seen the Joe Rogan and Tim Pool ripping apart the Twitter executives, which is a great podcast, by the way, if you haven't gotten a chance to check it out. One of the things that the Twitter people were banning other folks for was the hashtag learn to code. Okay, that was the hashtag learn to code. And they were so offended by it. And basically what they're saying is that learn to code, they're telling people who are, who have traditional jobs like coal mining, who has traditional gigs like, from coal mining to, you name it. Okay, have all been problematic, and they've lost their jobs and whatnot, and a lot of the liberal journalists and their smug little ivory towers would say, "Learn to code, learn to code. You should learn to code." And then when the liberals started getting laid off over at BuzzFeed and a few other locations, media outlets and whatnot, our conservative response was learn to code to these journalists. Well, I have something for you guys, and it's a new hashtag, which I want to send it viral. I want to send it viral to the fastest growing, soon to be the largest trading room in the entire planet, the Watch Us Trade Room. And that viral hashtag is this: learn to trade. And hashtag trading is life. Learn to trade. You want to trade, you ain't got to worry about coding, because you will make more money trading than you would coding. That is a fact, my friend. That is a fact. So before you spend an inordinate amount of money trying to learn to code and trying to get it all certified and this, that, and the other and whatnot, you could comfortably learn to trade. And you don't need a lot of money to do it, whether it's cryptos. And guys, here's the deal. A lot of you have been trading cryptos for so many years. It's time for you to put on your big boy pants and your big girl pants. Get out of cryptos. Start looking at options. Start looking at Forex. Start looking at the wide world of equities. And trust the system that we have there that was developed. Okay, it developed by a 25-year veteran from Wall Street, a licensed broker and trader, who's developed this algorithmic neurosentiment engine that is able to get in front of the trades before the trades even happen and bring the market to you. So today, we have an amazing seminar. I mean, right now, it's God, man. I don't know how we're going to fill everybody here. But if you click meeting registration, okay, right there, this little thing, trading live event, limited spots available. We have over 300 people that have already signed up for this. It's crazy. It's crazy. We have a jam-packed room. We had to call up our webinar hosting company and be like, hey, man, could you give us more spots and pay extra money to host everyone? It's ridiculous. We're slammed, absolutely slammed. So check it out. Limited spots are available. It's filled to the brim, and this will change your life. This will change your life. Okay, this will change your life. Another thing that we have, folks, another thing that will change your life is this. People are like, oh, you got so many ads. You got like 5 minutes ad. Look, I'm not selling you lotions, potions, and pills. I'm actually selling you things that can change your life. Things that will make a bottom line impact on your income month to month. Think about it. Think about it. Our trading system, $500 investment, we could double it every week. Think about it. Every other week, every week we could double it. Boom, 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 boom. It's happening. It's happening in the trading room as I'm speaking to you. Asset protection. Check this out, guys. Got the asset protection here. We have, the blockchain trust. You have one-on-one. You have consultations with me. If you need to consult with me on how to get things done and whatnot, hey, I'm available. You can book a 1-hour call with yours truly, one-on-one with a great one. And the funding program. $800,000 in funding. Imagine 800 grand that you could use on a business. Unsecured. So you ain't got to give your firstborn child. You don't got to give your right kidney. You don't have to put up your liver as collateral. You don't have to do any of that. $800,000 unsecured based upon credit and employment. Of course, if you don't have a job, look, you got to have some sort of employment here. Okay, you got to show some sort of income. So we need a credit score of at least a 680 or better. It's got to be clean, and you can get, based upon all this, up to $800K. Most people get about $150,000 to $200,000 easy. What would that do for A, your debt situation? What would that do for B, investments? C, starting your own business? And there's also business funding that's available as well. So if you're a business, you can go there and get funding from our lending partners. We have over 53 of them that you can select from. That can get you up to $25 million for your business. Unsecured, you don't have to worry about it going to the bank and then having it all done that way. Unsecured, that's the best thing to do. And of course, my friends, check out mycbdedibles.com. mycbdedibles.com. Amazing new products there. They got the new vape products, which are awesome. Vaping is the best way to get CBD into your system, and we have delicious flavors like my personal favorite, banana cream pie. You know the gorillas gotta love that banana cream pie. If you're gonna vape, this is the way you do it. 1 gram, 20 milligrams of CBD per shot. Totally amazing. mycbdedibles.com. And with that being said, folks, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. All right, so yesterday I was on the radio and I was telling you guys the European markets. Go back and listen to yesterday's show, because yesterday's show kind of sets up for today's show. Yesterday I was detailing for you guys a few things. I was detailing for you guys what was going on in the European markets, how it's tanking, how we're in the last legs of the dollar system. And it's not going to cause a market crash, this, that, and the other. And now today, after the shenanigans in Europe, we see that Chinese stocks are literally crapping the bed. Okay? Chinese stocks crash as rare sell rating shocks traders. The question whether Beijing will tolerate another stock market bubble, one which it appeared to carefully cultivate until now, got an answer on Friday when Chinese stocks crashed, tumbling most in 5 months, and all started on a single sell rating. The Shanghai Composite tumbled 4.4% to close below the 3,000 level, ending an 8-week rally, with the Shenzhen Composite and the Chinext all following. The drop was catalyzed by a limit-down plunge in state-owned insurer People's Insurance Company of China, which had become a poster child of the ramp-up in equities, and which saw its share sink by 10% daily limit after state-owned brokerage CITIC Securities advised clients to sell shares, saying they are significantly overvalued and could decline more than 50% over the next year. The signal was heard loud and clear, and by the time the selling, which accelerated in the last hour of trading, was over, as stocks hit lows at the close, the composite had one of its worst days in years. Okay, one of the worst days in years. Let me show you guys what this looks like. Right? Let me show you guys what this looks like. Y'all could see it. I mean, look at this bad boy right here. Right before the hour, boom! That massive sell order right before close. But, there's a bigger sell right here that occurred. But you could see, and this was, over a year ago, but you can see right here, going into 2019, and then, bam! A massive drop right then and there. Okay? Let me just show you guys. Oh, I forgot to hit the percent button. There it is. Right here. Look at that. Boom! That plunge. Right there. Okay, right there. That's how it happened. So, what does it all mean? What does it all mean? Market dump in China. Chinese market selling off. China's getting cold feet. The Mar-a-Lago meeting, China trade deal, this, that, and the other. What's going to happen? Is the world on the verge of total global market meltdown? Is it Is it as many prognosticators say, the end of all things is nigh? Nay, is what I say. Nay. Folks, what you're seeing is a correction in the Chinese market. What this signifies, I'm going to give you a little secret. The European stocks plunged. Chinese stocks plunged. The U.S. stocks, which just opened, the market just opened like 6 minutes ago, the markets are probably going to tank today by a couple hundred points, maybe 200, maybe 300 points. Watch what happens. Let me see what the Dow's at right now. All right, let me just take a quick look at the Dow. Oh, it's already down 200 points. It's already down 200 points. Okay. So, and we're setting, and they're saying, oh, Dow's standing tumble. So we have the European that fell. You have the Asians that crumbled. And this morning, the Dow's down 200 points. I think the market's going to be closing out today, maybe down 300. We'll see what happens. At the end of the day, folks, what the hell's going on? Is it global market meltdown? Is it the end of all things? Should we head to the bunker? Should we grab the cat food and head to the basement, waiting for the SWAT team to kick in the door and take us to the FEMA camps, where there will be what's the word I'm looking for? We'll be buried in cat litter or whatnot, right? What should we do here? What should we do? Trade deal, all this other stuff. Let me tell you something. Major market correction that is going to lead us into a major climb up. This, you know what this tells me? There is a trade deal that is about to be finalized. Everybody in the world knows it. The major players know it. I guarantee you this. In the next few hours, in the next few days, you're going to have some sort of a trade deal ironed out with the U.S. and China. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. The next few days, watch what happens. You're having all this volatility again. The same talk, the same script that ran in December is running again. Market volatility. Ooh, trade deal. Once this is ironed out between the U.S. and China, you're going to see a boom right in the markets. You're going to see a massive write-up. And I'm telling you right now, everybody that's been involved in the beatdown of this market, remember, the algos control the markets. The algos are dictating this whole entire thing. Okay, they're controlling it. They're setting the parameters. And the powers that be are sitting on top of this, directing which way the algos go. So they have a 200-point drop in a market here, a 300-point, a 500-point market drop. You're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars of wealth being extracted, being extruded directly from the market and into private hands, okay? That's where this whole entire thing is going, folks. That's where the whole entire thing is going. So now we're leading to the next thing, okay? So when that correction happens, folks, once that correction happens, hold on one second. I'm getting all these stupid alerts on my phone. Once that correction happens, it's off to the races. It's off to the races. You're seeing a pullback because we're getting ready for another market run-up. Dow 26,000, Dow 27,000 is going to be shattered in the next few weeks, maybe in the next few months. We're going to cross 26,700. We're going to cross 26,800. We're going to go right into 27,000 in the next 3 to 6 months. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. That's what this whole entire thing is about. And those who are astute, those who have been following this, those who are invested in this, they're going to profit greatly. They're going to profit greatly from this. So keep your eye out on that Dow. Okay. Next thing I'd like to talk about. Okay. We've known several months ago that the CFO of Huawei, was arrested. Okay. They were arrested. Why the U.S. is terrified that Huawei controls the world's 5G network. With 29 billion connected devices by 2022, one security expert claims, quote, whoever gets to dominate 5G infrastructure will become the owner of the next generation of the world's telecom infrastructure. That company is Huawei. Okay, that's from the technology news editor. U.S. lobbying against Chinese firm Huawei, one of the biggest phone makers and telecommunications kit providers in the world, hit a new level this week during the phone industry's big annual conference. That was a Mobile World Conference in Spain. Around 100,000 technology vendors, carriers, and device makers head to Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain, every year to strike deals and showcase emerging technologies. This year, the conversation was dominated almost exclusively by 5G, as carriers look to introduce next-generation super-fast mobile networks. The conference was heavily sponsored by Huawei as the firm made its big pitch about 5G capabilities. But looming in the background were months of negative press about whether Huawei's equipment might provide a backdoor that would allow Chinese government to spy on people. The firm's chief financial officer, Meng Wanzhou, is awaiting Canada's decision on whether to extradite her to the U.S. after alleged sanctions violations. And the company was also indicted by the U.S. for alleged theft of trade secrets. All of it is bullshit. Huawei's 970, the Kirin 970 chip, is the best mobile processor in the world. It's a 7-nanometer processor. It smokes Apple's A12, which coincidentally is made by Taiwanese firm TMMC, as well as Samsung also makes the chips for Apple. The Kirin 970 is far superior, and the upcoming Kirin 980 will be even better than that. So how's there stealing trade secrets when everything you're coming out with is literally a generation ahead? It's stupid. I've went over this before. Rotating chairman Guo Ping took to the stage on Tuesday morning to talk up Huawei's 5G business to a cavernous auditorium filled with telecom execs and journalists. His speech took an unexpected turn about halfway through when he fired a shot at the U.S. government, turning claims that Huawei spies on behalf of China back on America. Prism on the wall. Who is the most trustworthy of them all? Gao said. On stage, in reference to Prism, the surveillance system used by America's intelligence agency, Huawei has a strong track record of security in 3 decades. 3 billion people around the world. The U.S. security accusations of our 5G has no evidence, nothing. He's probably right. That's the craziest thing here. Like, as an American, you are suspicious of Chinese. You're suspicious of the Russians because this is the way we're conditioned. But what if, right? What if, you're building a massive infrastructure, and if you had some sort of sneaky chips in there, if you had some sort of backwardized technology in there somewhere, chances are it will be found. And if it is found, it will be catastrophic for your entire business. It'll be catastrophic. You would be out of business. As a company, Huawei would cease to exist. Why would you risk that if you knowingly have backdoors? Number one. Number two, the best way to be able to capture and data mine all of this is to have a massive data mining operation. China does not have the data mining capacity, nowhere near the data mining capacity that the U.S. has. Nowhere near it. Prism on the wall. Who's the most trustworthy of them all? He's right. Behind him, a slide appeared in his presentation with the statement, Huawei has not and will never plant backdoors. There was even some muted laughter from the audience. Elsewhere on the conference center, Huawei's logo adorned lanyards of thousands of attendees, while ads for its Mate X foldable phone. Which, have you guys seen the Mate X? Holy schmoly! Have you seen the Mate X? Let me show you the bloody Mate X, man. Holy crap! Let me pull this up for you guys. No. You got to see this. This is craziness. Let me just get past this. I'm gonna show you guys what this Mate X thing looks like. It's gonna blow your mind away. Holy crap! This is stuff that Apple's not even doing, right? This is serious stuff right here. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this phone. Right, this guy's talking. The tech chat, whatever. All right, look. Watch this. Hold on. Oh, well, you're not even watching that. See, I keep forgetting to hit the present button. Here you go. You see that? Look at this. And the darn thing folds flat. This is craziness. Watch. This is crazy. This is like ahead of Apple. Do you understand the difficulty of pulling this off? And then boom. That is crazy. That's crazy. Look at that. That's the back of the phone. You got like 3 or 4 cameras in the back. You have the selfie camera in the front. That is insanity, folks. That's what Huawei has. So all this talk about they're stealing technology, this, that, and the other, blah blah blah. Just 5 after Guao swipe, U.S. government officials held a small press conference to make their position on Huawei clear. Up until that point, there had been no visible sign of the U.S. government delegation, which had quietly turned up to Mobile World Congress to lobby its European allies not to use Huawei's equipment in their networks. Think about this, folks. You got a guy here. He's the biggest con man. He's the biggest crook. Everybody knows he's a con man. Everybody knows for the last several decades, all he's been doing is stealing data. All he's been doing is rigging the financial markets. All he's been doing is shoving his fake, fraudulent economy and his military-industrial complex down everybody's throat. That's what he's been doing his entire existence. And you think that these assholes will show up to like the UN or some sort of governmental thing. No, they're not showing up. They're showing up to basically the Computer Electronics Show, the CES, in the CES version of the version of CES in Europe. Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain. They show up to Barcelona, a delegation of government idiots, bureaucrats, who have no understanding of mobile technology whatsoever. They show up there to do what? To lobby competitors who have absolutely smoked U.S. tech industries. Folks, the definition of fascism is corporations and government working in cahoots. That's the definition of it. Another word for fascism is corporatism. Is that not what we have here? We don't have, in terms of hardware, folks. I mean, how do you not expect the fact that we are trailing in technology when the last several decades we're teaching our kids to put condoms on cucumbers? We're trying to teach them what kind of gender they are. Are they peanut butter? Are they an attack helicopter? Do they identify as a squirrel? Are you a seahorse? What's your gender pronoun? Maybe Billy likes to hang out with Kevin. Maybe Billy, you're 5 years old. Maybe you're gay. When you're shoveling shit into the minds of children, when you take away the edge of math and sciences and you're putting in BS, crappy education in front of your children, then you wonder why the next generation, the only thing, China and India cracks 500,000 engineers and scientists a year. We barely crack 40,000. And our 40,000 are barely good. But our kids can tell you what gender pronoun to use. They can tell you all you want. And they'll tell you some BS like Kylie Jenner is a billionaire, the first young self-made billionaire. What a horse crap. And these stupid, impressionable minds. What do you expect for decades of American education? We've let that go. We were the best in the world, and we let that go. Now we got a bunch of entitled millennials and idiots. We ain't got shit. You know, last month, it was said that China is going to stop the importation of U.S. trash and recyclables. I started laughing because if you've been following me for years, folks, you already know that I've been saying for quite some time that America's biggest exports are trash and recyclables. Trash and recyclables. Oh, and pornography. It's our biggest export, apart from the dollar. So we are a country that produces shit and filth. Here we are Because our darling company, Snapple, I got rid of my iPhone 10. I couldn't even take it. Piece of crap phone. Our darling sweetheart company called Snapple, who has a supposed Wall Street valuation, like that means anything, close to $1 trillion at one point. Snapple can't convince people to buy the same stupid phone year after year after year, to line up and wait outside and brave the cold weather to buy what's already in their pockets. They can't dazzle the population anymore. Amazon and their bullshit subsidized existence can't swing it anymore. So because they can't compete with Snapple, not a group of technology experts showed up and demonstrated the latest technology from an American telecom giant. No. We sent a group in there to Mobile World Congress, European equivalent of basically the CES, the Computer Electronics Show, to put on a bitch fest, to sit there and whine. Don't use Huawei. They have a backdoor. Like you don't. Like you. Look, folks, I have a Vizio TV hanging up. I got like a few big screens. I got a Sony, I got a Vizio, I got an LG. And I have this Vizio hanging up over the mantle on my fireplace. I turn it on, and there's a message from Vizio. Hey, sorry, you are entitled to be part of this class action lawsuit against us because we were selling your data. Go to vizio.com//lawsuits to be involved in your lawsuit. I'm like, I don't have time to be involved in a class action lawsuit. And I hit, okay, look, your data is being sold all over the world. If you think your data is not being sold, you're an idiot. Unless you take some very, very careful measures, which I don't have the time nor the energy to do it. I am a merchandise. My data, what I like, what I don't like, is being sold all around the world to marketers and administrators and fucking governments all over the place. It's just the way of things. I hate it. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. There needs to be real privacy concerns here. But you have the biggest violator, the dirtiest shirt in the playground, showing up and accusing the other kid, hey, he's gonna throw you in the mud. I mean, this is a joke, right? This is like worse than the kettle calling the pot black. This is a joke. But this is what we do. This is what we do. We're not even a superpower anymore. This is what we do. We send a bureaucratic bitch fest to a consumer electronics show to bitch about, please don't buy Huawei. Please don't buy them. Reading from a printed statement with no microphone or slides. We can't afford microphones or slides these days, folks. Top U.S. cyber official Robert Strayer. The United States is asking other governments and private sector to consider the threat posed by Huawei and other Chinese information technology companies. When pressed by reporters, Strayer refused to say whether the U.S. had proof. Wow. What's wrong with these reporters? Hello. You don't need proof. The U.S. doesn't need proof. When we say there's Nigerian yellow cake in Iraq, there's Nigerian yellow cake. Oh, yeah. We don't need proof. When we say that, Venezuela is taken down in a U.S.-backed coup, we don't need proof. We just believe us. Believe us. Just believe us that when we say that, hey, you know what? Venezuela is going down because of Maduro. It's all Maduro's fault. And it is. He's a jackass. There's a moron. He's an idiot. We don't need proof. When we went ahead and we killed Gaddafi and turned Libya from a first world country to basically a third world, barely sufficient country that's caught up in sectarian violence. We don't need proof. We don't need proof of anything. What we say goes. So we show up with an asshole who reads from a printed paper, and when the reporters press him, yeah, you have proof of this? You have any proof? And asked if the U.S. might simply be worried about leaning too heavily on a foreign tech company. Sure said, really, I think the question is, do you want to have a system that's potentially compromised by the Chinese government, or would you rather go to more secure alternative? What's the secure alternative, you dickhead? Please tell me. I'm sorry, I'm very impassioned this morning, folks. I apologize. But what is the more secure thing, Robert Strayer? What, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Apple, Amazon? Which one of our tech companies is so damn secure that you dickheads don't have a back door to? U.S. will be hoping Strayer's comments and its behind-the-scenes lobbying will land more effectively with its allies and Huawei's attack on the big stage at MWC. Guess again. Huawei upped the ante in its fight with the U.S. over telecommunications devices on Thursday local time, announcing that it filed a lawsuit against the U.S. government, which has banned its federal agents from using the equipment, citing privacy concerns. Okay, that's understandable. Unreal. You see, we don't produce anything. So when we don't produce anything, it's like what we did with the Turks today. Hey, we're going to sanction you. And the Turks are like, we're not slaves. We're going to buy the S400 and we're going to upgrade it to the S500 when that availability becomes available. We're not slaves. How dare they defy us? Think about it. The Turks to scrap the S400, the best damn air defense system on planet Earth. It's literally 2 generations ahead of anything we have. And we want them to buy our piece of crap Patriot and or THAAD. Who would want to do that? Huawei is making phones, and Samsung is making phones that are folding, that are cutting edge, they're beautiful. The operating systems are getting more and more stable. They're wonderful. Blows Apple out of the water. Apple's losing market share like you would not believe. They're not innovating. They haven't innovated for quite some time. And because we can't compete, we do the tyrannical fascistic way, which is we try to do it through edict. Because we can't compete in an area of ideas. Show me the proof. And that's one thing we haven't seen is proof. If you got the proof, folks, this is how I know this whole Huawei 5G thing is bullshit. And I know there's people out there, the 5G technology is going to roast your nuts and it's going to kill you, cause cancer. Well, dude, calm it down, man. Who'd want to? What type of corporate company want to roll that out and not risk being sued by every single person on planet Earth? It's just not going to happen. It's the same shit they said about 3G, same crap they said about 4G LTE. It's now the same thing with 5G. It's going to cost blah, blah, blah. Okay, so anyway, if you are going to make a statement that Huawei has a backdoor technology, just simply show it to us. Show us the proof. All the U.S. has to do is watch this, guys. Here's a Huawei Mate 20, which is a phenomenal phone, by the way. The Mate 20, wow. Here's a Mate 20. We're going to open it up. Here's the Kirin 970 chip. We're going to open up that chipset. Oh, here's the back door right there. Here it is. That little circuitry right there, little microchip right there, guys. Built into the neural engine of the 970. Here it is. Here's the chip. It's that simple. Huawei is the second largest cell phone company on planet Earth. They have made tens of hundreds of millions of devices. There are hundreds of millions of devices that Huawei has made. Hundreds of millions in circulation right now. Grab one, grab 10, grab 100 of them, open them up, show us the back door, man. Can't, because it doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. That's how you know it's bullshit. Here's a back door. Show us the back door, you dicks. Last time there was a backdoor Chinese chip, they showed it up. Here's what the Chinese chips that look like. Here's the backdoor to it. But you dig it a little deeper into the story. Those are CIA chips. They were ordered from the factory to put these chips in on every single component and device. Sold where? Not to Europe, but to America. Why? So the damn government, your same government that went over there to lobby at Mobile World Congress could go ahead and spy on you. to spy on you. You right there listening. This is crazy. This is where we are. Anyway, as I was saying, we have all this stuff happening. We look like idiots. Paul Manafort's going to jail for 47 months. Mueller investigation about tie up. I don't know when. Hopefully today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. I have no idea. People are waiting on hopium. It's very interesting. It's turned very interesting, the political, geostrategic, and geoeconomic climate in this country. Let's see what happens. We can't control any of this stuff, but one thing you can't control is your bottom line. And I'm telling you again, folks, you know, look, you have maybe 4 or 5 years. You have 5. I know for a fact you got 4 or 5 years. We got some clear sailing ahead in terms of economic ability, in terms of nothing happening, anything major or anything like that. Take the time. Here's a strategy for you. Make a shitload of money. Make a shitload of money. Stop spending so much damn time on the internet and trying to find conspiratorial theories to this, that. How does that affect your bottom line? How does that affect how does that improve your quality of life? How does that affect your, okay, fine, the world's going to end. It's going to hit, well, what does that do for you and your family? How do you prepare for the future? It's not going to be road warrior. We're heading for an economic transition. We're heading for an economic crash. It's going to be a transition. The dollar's going to end. Yes, I agree with all that. But what are you going to do in the interim? The amount of time that some of you spend in going into all these conspiracy websites and this, that, and the other and whatnot, trying to research what's happening. Dude, learn a trade, make some freaking money, make a shitload of money this year, get your family out of harm's way, shore up your finances, get into gold and silver, get into alternative asset classes, and be prepared for what's ahead. That's it. That's the best thing you could do. That's the best thing you could do. And with that being said, folks, it's the Gorilla. Have an awesome weekend. Do something epic. I'm going to be freezing my rear end off here in Huwawei, York. I got to get the hell out of the state, and I will get the hell out of the state. Florida, I'm coming, Florida. I'm coming. I swear to you, I promise. I want to lie on a beach, pick lint from my belly button, and broadcast the show. That's what I want to do. And also, guys, check out the Gadfly, thegadfly.vhx.tv, thegadfly.vhs.tv is the place to be. Join there. Amazing, amazing times over at the Gadfly. Truly remarkable, especially the roundtables and whatnot. So check it out, thegadfly.vhx.tv. And with that being said, I'm over, and I'm out.